What's going on, YouTube Miya Squad? It's your boy Yakrates, and I'm back. Episode 3, Season 5, Belle Collective. Let's do it. So we pick up where we left off with Tisha calling the girls selfish and crying. Latrice says to Tisha, they are moving in the right direction. But her and Marie, yeah, that's dead. And in her interview, she says Tisha is barely back in my life and needs to calm down. I mean, again, I'm with you when you right in that particular instance. Yeah, barely in it. So you doing the most. And again, I feel like Letitia knows what is at stake and what's on the line. And I know some of them had like need this show to, well, not only for a check, but to propel other businesses because of the visibility. And she probably sees the writings on the wall, like if we don't get this thing fixed, like this is it for us. And I'm pretty sure that's where the energy is coming from. So now we get Marie. Now, y'all, again, I don't always agree with Marie, don't always see it for Marie, but Marie, you a better person than I would ever be because the way I would have clowned at this sit down. So she meets with Nettie May. Yes, Nettie May. All right. And it's awkward energy. And then Nettie says, the resentment is she feels like Marie feels that Marie is better than her. Now, I get Marie probably came there with the best of intentions. And I get it. I do because I've had to, not go so hard because I'm trying to, attempt to give it the good college try with some relationships. But I would have had to say, baby, that's a you problem. Because you just said you feel that I feel. You ain't never heard me say that. So what's going on in your life that you feel inadequate? So because you okay, I was about to go somewhere. No. No, 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 no. Anyway, and she says, your kids don't know mine. When do you spend time with your family? I would have been like, I spend time with my son and my daughter all the time. And I get how some families can be when it comes to to a certain dynamic. And here's why I say that. Like growing up, like I'm back in the apartment as a tenant, 'cause like I said, I ain't just living here for free. But back in the apartment that pretty much I was born in the building that I grew up in, right? Because on the second floor, it was, my mom, my brothers, and I. Right below us was my grandparents, so my mother's parents. In the basement was my aunt's eldest son. Next door, second floor, was my uncle, my mother's only brother. Right below was my mother's sister. So she's the third sister because my mom is number two. And in the basement was my mother's youngest sister, and that's the one whose son lived in the basement over here. Now, my mom's oldest sister was in South Holland with her family, but I grew up with all of us right here, real close knit. So I can understand possibly what Nettie Mae was getting to, but at the same exact time, baby, when you working and you trying to build and whatnot, you not always gonna have the time, and people fail to realize that. If you feel that much of a way, are you putting forth the effort to come see the other person? Are you putting forth that effort? Now, if you're not putting forth that effort and you just want them to do it, then it's very one sided. And then she says there's millionaires and billionaires that make time for their family, depending depending on the structure of their relative businesses and whatnot. Like Candy Burris is a whole millionaire. And we've seen for several episodes of Atlanta where Todd is saying you don't spend enough time with the family because she has business venture after business venture after business venture. And Candy is one of those where she has her hand on everything, where she does have, Don Juan, but her hand is very much on things. It's not like some with some billionaires to where they run their entity, but they have people appointed and they just do their check-ins and whatnot, and they have that luxury. Not everybody has that, but that's easy for someone like Nettie May to say. But you're trying to prove a point, but you really don't have a whole lot of substance behind trying to prove these points. And she says, you got the opportunity. You took it, then you overlooked us. I would have been like, how have I overlooked you? Because it would have been a reflective listening type of conversation where I'm not finna defend myself. You need to defend your point. That would have been my whole energy. How have I overlooked you? Because if you let a person talk enough, and they begin to hear themselves, they can see just how stupid they really sound. So Marie says that she helped upgrade her life. Is she right about that? Yeah. Choice words can make somebody defensive, but again, I was here for it because hey, talk your shit. That's how I felt. Talk it, right? Nettie Mae says she was in school, and I'm guessing that's why she was alluding to the fact that she was dancing. And Marie brings up, okay, I had lupus. It almost took me out. And then she asked her, have you ever been around and tried to give me water when I couldn't physically do it? When I tell you that Nettie Mae said this with such disgust, but with glee in her fucking face, where she was like, no, she was like, none, none. Cause that's the way you preferred it. You preferred us to not be that baby. When I tell you that would have been the end of the conversation right there. We ain't got nothing else to say. Because it's one of those where you want me to be there for you and be all up in your face. You clearly know that I have a debilitating ailment that can put me down for days and weeks on end, and it almost took me up out of here. Y'all know this, and at no point have you come over here to try to check up on me, but you want me to be all up in your face. And if y'all are wondering why I seem so passionate about this, is because I've had a similar conversation with a relative, because I've made it clear to this particular relative that I'm not doing no more favors for you. Our relationship is very transactional. One of us is making deposits, the other one is making withdrawals. Because you can call me, text me, and ring my doorbell when you need something, but you can't call, text, or ring my doorbell just to check up on me. Especially knowing that I was in the Army for 11 years, and being a part of any institution for that long, it changes a person. And again, as grounded as I may be and whatnot, it's a lot of days that I am not okay. It is a lot of days that I have to catch myself from spiraling. And I've been working diligently these last, I want to say, at least 5 to 6 months on finding better ways of coping and dealing with certain things. And the person that I said that to got so mad when I said it, talking about some, well, you don't call me. I'm like, you're absolutely right, but whenever you over here, I know when you're here. I'm so trained to where I know different footsteps. I know your footsteps compared to the footsteps of my mother. I know when you're over here. You don't check up on me, but when you're here, I come down there. I ask how you doing. I ask how your family doing. I come downstairs bearing gifts and whatnot, but that's never reciprocated. So I get that. And that's why I'm that upset. Where is, if y'all know what it is that I'm going through, but you can only be this stuck on yourself, baby. When I tell you that would have been the last time me and Eddie Mae would have ever talked, especially saying none, none. Oh, baby, that would have been it. That would have been it. Let me find my place back in these notes because I done went off on a whole tangent. Marie brings up hearing that Nettie needs help. She says that she will drop 3 on the lease. I'm assuming she gonna drop 3 stacks on the lease. And I'm guessing to help her either get the place or possibly that's back um rent or whatever. Help you with that, and even say like provides you with the opportunity to come and either work it off or work for her. And she's like, I would rather work for it, but not pretty much work for your company. Again, wouldn't even say that. You wouldn't even have that opportunity because you so damn smug. No, 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 no. And Marie invites her to her opioid grand opening, and Nettie says she will be there. Now we get Selena. She's dressed shopping for her daughter Star's baby shower. And the kids have invited JJ to the baby shower, but they're apprehensive on whether or not he's going to show. So now we get JJ, Gucci, and Akeisha at pickleball. Willie isn't there, so Willie is on FaceTime. Akeisha brings up, Latrice bringing Selena to Willie's birthday party. Gucci and JJ, are set in how they feel about Selena and everything that's going on. So that's that. But you had Akeisha just being a friend to let them know, like, hey, this happened. More or less the whole, I want you to hear from me so you don't think that I'm on no shady, mess or whatever. So we get Glenn and his cousin Dwight. He wants to quit his offshore job. Dwight asks him what his plan is, and he wants to get into entrepreneurship. But and I believe he said something dealing with trucks, but it didn't seem as if he had a solidified concrete plan. And we saw in the flashback that he had mentioned it to Letitia. Letitia was not at all enthused. So now we get Marie and Essie. This was a very emotional scene. And I'm just going to sum it up because I've already given enough energy to a previous part with Marie. But we find out that Essie's lungs are not working at capacity, where it's like, I don't know if it's one lung or if both lungs are operating at 50%. Um but yeah, not working. She's on the transplant list, and it's a lot. And Marie, and they were having a meeting. Marie was breaking down because Essie had just told her that news, and they're trying to film this scene and whatnot. And Letitia stops by and gets the news, and Letitia was like, "Oh, I had an appointment in here." And the way she dressed like she was about to go to the club and get her party on, because ain't no way in the hell you done water into no doctor's office. But that ain't my business. So we get Gucci and her friend Kimberly, they're working out. Kimberly says to Gucci that, she and Selena, they have family together and they need to communicate with one another. Gucci wants to know what is the problem and where did they go wrong. Her daughters, let me see. I'm sorry, D. So her daughter Dee Dee is going through it, not with her boyfriend anymore, and feels the odds are against her. Gucci is saying that she's calling her multiple times a day, checking on her mental, which is a great thing. And we have to do that just for people in our lives in general, because again, we're in a different type of world than we were 5, 10, 15 years ago, especially with you know like I said, everybody being on the internet and whatnot, where it's things that you could possibly say and do and get away with, not really anymore. So that whole type of thing. And Kim says, I know you're going through a lot, and that's why I'm here. Cause Gucci whole thing is, I like I said, I'm helping my daughter out. I'm trying to be there for my husband, but I'm me, so I'm operating as a mom, operating as a wife. But what about me and what I have going on? And Kimberly, like, that's why I'm here, because I'm here to check up on my strong friend. Love to see it. So now we get Marie, Tisha, and Gucci. They're going to Marie's grand opening. Marie's family did not show up, which again, like I already said, I wouldn't even given Nettie Mae that much. Again, at this point, it would have been dead to me forever. I told y'all know how I am. Y'all know how I is, so I know y'all ain't shocked. So they meet Marie's father and brother, her inspiration, and you had her father, really pouring into her, saying how he's proud of her. How he knows that it was hard to grow up not having a mom, but is proud of everything that she was able to accomplish and whatnot. And so Gucci is moved by this because it's beautiful to see this father daughter relationship, and in seeing that, sees that, dang, I need to get on my business and get my boyfriend, I'm sorry, my husband, to be back in good standing with his children. So something that she wants for her husband. So then we get Glenn and Tisha. Tisha is showing off this land, that she wants to build on, because her whole thing is that we're starting anew. So let's truly just start all the way over. And Glenn wants to wait down the line, like, not right now. Tisha lets us know, and him, that she has a trip where they're going to New Orleans. And Glenn is like, "Oh yeah, because I'ma just come. I'm gonna invite myself." But she's like, "No, I want the men to come because this will be good. I believe it's an entrepreneurship type of brunch, so having the men there, having a different type of energy, it. She feels that it will be good. So, Glenn, says that he wants to wait on this property because he feels that they should make this decision together, but then tells her about a decision that he made by himself and that he quit his job. And baby, that's where it ends. And obviously, we're going to pick up right there in 3, 2, and 1.